How are you?
Well, I am enjoying our summer. There were a couple
Yes.
of days last week where it was really cold, and I thought, oh God, please no. Every time someone complains about the hot weather, I have a lot of pictures on my phone of everything covered up in snow. And winter here seems to last like there is no there's no end date. So when we finally get into the good stuff like this, I'm thrilled to bits.
Are you? You like basking in the heat?
Well, for me, it's just also a matter of practicality. When I want to go out, it's shorts, little cotton shirt,
I see.
my
Okay.
my Crocs, and that's it. It's not the pants, the pantyhose, the t-shirt, the sweater, the jacket, the
Okay.
gloves, the mitts. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
brevity.
Okay. That's fine.
And of course, as we head towards August, I get really excited. I know a lot of people love the Bacchanalian Festival. That is St. Patrick's Day in the spring. That is sort of a way that a lot of Montrealers, everybody's Irish during that period. But for me, the Ukrainian festival is our fall festival, and everybody's Ukrainian then too. And
Hmm.
I've been with them, I think about 23 years now. I do media for them, but I enjoy it so much. The food, the culture, the literary, there's everything. And it's now, we started out at Beaubien Park, which is, there it is. We started out at Beaubien Park, and it was a rather smallish park, but now we are in Parc de Maisonneuve, and it is huge. And, we've gone from like 5,000 to 35, 40,000. And
Okay. I'll just run
everybody's
the
happy.
I'll run the video here and see what we got here. Oh, it's just a 60 second. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but it's dancers from all over the world. If you like food, they got food. We've had major acts from Ukraine. We have those wonderful, like this guy with the sword. We have some of the top acts in Ukraine. One of them who had actually won the Eurovision, and of course the incredibly acrobatic dancers. When the men are down there crouching and then they shoot their legs up about 5 feet off the ground. If I did that, I'd hurt myself. But most of all, what I love about the Ukrainian culture is when I joined them, I
Hmm.
was instantly Ukrainian. I became Eramelinda Boquer, and they are my family.
And we have a guest this morning to talk about that, who's been Anna Babka is her name,
Yes,
and she's been associated with the festival for how many years now?
I think she joined in 2022. I could be wrong, and she will certainly correct me. I met her first in 2022. She is the wonderful lady who puts together all the cultural and look at you, darling. Slava Ukraini,
Героям
I
слава.
am Slava. There we go. The breadth and depth of my Ukrainian. But Anna's amazing. She's a teacher. And Anna, was 2022 your first year with the festival?
That was my first year, indeed. Right was the beginning of the war.
And
And no, before we continue,
yeah,
Anna, are you named after the dessert? A
Pardon me?
babka?
Yes.
Babka?
This one, no, look, this one is actually, it is. It has several meanings.
Okay.
Might
I'm
be,
I'm
might,
being I'm being facetious, of course. When I thought of
but
babka, I thought of
that
something
is
sweet.
babka.
Okay.
That's the
Yes.
one. My grandma
Okay.
had it a little bit different without
Hmm.
feeling, but like every let's say area district in Ukraine, we have our own recipes, so that's why sometimes we put something inside, some with love and whatever. Sometimes it's like less, it's basic, depends.
Okay. Okay. I was
But
just
that is
intrigued
that. Oh,
by your family name,
great.
but
You did some research.
well, please continue about the festival. Okay. So you've been involved for how many years? You were saying
It's since 2022 my biggest
22.
pride to be involved in that project.
Okay.
and when did you come to Canada, Anna? Because I know you were born in Ukraine.
Yes, that was 2013. We came with my family. It was me, my husband, and our daughter, 3 years old at that time. Now we are more. Now we are me, my husband, my daughter who's 16 already, our son who's 12 and our baby daughter 1.5 years, and we brought my family, my parents as well, so we take care of them too.
Oh, good. Okay. These are. I'm sorry. I'm lapsing into what the headlines are talking about. These are painful times now too. The festival must be a great outlet and a reunion to get people together to sort of comfort one another, I presume.
That is that. So we have like several objectives in our mind always. At the beginning, that was promoting Ukrainian culture because, that would be the 26th festival this year, celebrating the 35th year of independence and 135th year of first Ukrainians coming to Canadian land. And yes, that is to showcase the culture. That's the first objective. But the second objective that really appeared was the war, was the huge influx of people coming from Ukraine, is to show them that there is a support. There's the community. There's someone you can talk to, and you're not alone. We are a big family. So we are doing a lot outside the festival as well, with the Congress and other organizations, churches, so that is to feel at home, to feel needed, to feel appreciated, and to be Ukrainian, because that's the main thing, that you exist and the culture is there and we are resilient and we are the nation, a separate one.
135 years, you said. When you arrived, were you aware of how instrumental Ukrainians have been in building this country?
Yes, definitely. We did a great research about the churches. We contacted many, even before coming, right? And I do remember we came, that was Easter in 2 days. We found a church and we stayed there until now, all that time. We visited different churches. I'm involved in various communities, my husband as well, my daughter's dancing, but we stay loyal, and we appreciate that many who came before us, they didn't have that possibility. They came to build from the scratch, and we are really happy, and really that's a big bonus. It's an advantage to have all that, the churches, communities, dancing, everything, and you feel like at home. It's my life is split. I have my French life, the local life, my work, and we have our community, our language, and at home we use Ukrainian as well. So like two separate worlds, but still they are making one big mosaic of my life here.
One of the things I noticed about the festival, I was originally brought in by Greg Beddick, who used to be the president and has now moved on to the Quebec Provincial Congress of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. And the very first year I went there, I was blown away. It was the colors, it was the food, it was very bright, like almost an amusement park. But there was also, and this is pre-war, but there was also these important cultural displays. And, when we walk through those gates, we feel immediately enveloped. And I see so many people coming in and just really enjoying everything. It's a very emotional festival for me.
It's true, Eramelinda, and thank you so much for these kind words, because, entertainment, it matters, right? And we have many questions, being so happy when people die, but why do they die? What for? For being Ukrainian, for being themselves, for speaking their own language. And that's what we do right here, right in Maisonneuve, but without fear. That's the thing. And without threat. And that's the advantage of Canada, And here showing that don't be afraid to show who you are, to speak your language. Don't be afraid to be Ukrainian. Here you're protected, you're supported, we are many. So I won't say that there is a shift. It's just an addition of a second shade to the festival. To entertain, it's still there, right? Because we dance, we eat, there is a lot. But as well, to show this ambiance, to show the way we welcome people. And we have one more side, that's the, because with Greg in the same institution called Ukrainian Canadian Congress as well on the board, And that's to invite many politicians and to show them that Ukraine is a separate country. There is a separate nation. And here it is. There is a message. We invite people from Ukraine as well, the different bands, and they have a message in that tent for the politicians. And they see, okay, so it's not in vain, that we support, that we help. They are resilient. They continue. So that is meaningful. There are several sides of the festival. I wouldn't say it's getting political, but these days, everything you do is political. And you have to be aware of that, right?
Now, has the network, quote unquote, been solidified here now in the country? I presume since the beginning of the war, yes. Do you find that there's more stability now and more focus, or are you still trying to get people to concentrate on certain things?
You mean the local people overall?
Yeah, overall. Of course, everyone, I dare say, is aware of what's going on with the conflict. Everyone is aware of the presence of Ukrainians who are coming here to settle, and some of them who have been technically forced to leave their home country to come here and all of that. Are you having to, I'm trying to formulate this, are you having to sort of fight for attention? Because you mentioned that...
I do understand you.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
I got it. Look, the topic is not fresh, right? If we talk about 2022, we're in 2026. So it might be like, oh, this topic again. Yes, guys, again and again, because we are humans. You're humans. We all are humans. And humans there are dying. Mine, these are brothers and sisters. Yours, if not, don't you care? That, like yesterday, that was a 9-year-old girl killed. The month before, that was my husband's neighbors. The building was burned down completely. People were burnt alive. So how could we, is that more painful for me than for you just because I'm Ukrainian, right? And we talk not only about Ukrainians these days, but yes, this topic is a little bit like fading out. It's vanishing from the scope, right? From the perspective. So that's the task, to remind you.
Right.
There is a nation just right in the middle of Europe, and they are dying, and they are asking for help. So the minimum we can do is to talk, to spread the word and awareness, because here it starts. And then slightly, people will be, we have many people who died in Ukraine. We celebrated the Medal of Honor for those who died in it, who gave their lives. And they are not even Ukrainians. So for us, that's the minimum I can do. That's the minimum as a human, not only as a Ukrainian, right? To remind everybody that we are there and we need help. That's the thing.
And really, at the end of it all, we are all human. And what could happen to Ukrainians can happen to anybody else. History bears witness to that. And you and I were there together this spring with the Medal of Sacrifice for the Canadian. They were Canadian forces retired, but who actually went to Ukraine, and we celebrated. There were 3 of them. All their families came, and Yvan, that was incredible. Each family of a Canadian soldier who had perished in Ukraine, there was about 30 or 40 of them. And then, of course, we had Denis, Corporal Denis, who made it back, was injured. But I will tell you, in that room, we were Ukrainian, we were Canadian, we were Quebecois, but we were celebrating the courage of a people. And every event that the Ukrainian community does, yes, of course, in all my years I've been with you all, it is celebrating the culture, but now it's more important than ever. People seem to live under this thing that, this could never happen to us. But as we see in the world today, it does. But on the other hand, you bring the Ukrainian people and the culture to life at this festival. So we see that the beauty and the glory of Ukraine, in the food. I love the food. Yvan, you haven't lived till you've gone to the VIP tent and a grandmother who's serving behind the counter says, "Here, have some little food." And then...
Well, no, this is why, you notice I started talking about food right off the top here, and I was asking Anna about her name. This is what I'm thinking about right now, too. So this is why I'm going to have to attend. But I've got some photographs here that perhaps you can tell us about, Anna.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
What do we have here? Oh, my goodness. There's the food right there.
There's the food, right?
There's the food.
That's our tradition. And since I do remember my grandmother, who was a widow, every time we came for Christmas, that was the day, because Ukrainian Christmas before that was on the 7th of January, but we slightly shifted with the Catholics to the 25th of December. And that was the table with everything that matters, right? You have diduch in the middle, that's the Ukrainian bread, the wheat. Then you have 12 dishes. Then you have candles. Then you think about your dad, right? Those who died in your family, you put the spoons around kutia in the middle. You share food, you share bread, you have garlic in four corners of the table, right? You have your family. And for my children, they are growing this way. Here you see my sister as well, and my niece who came when the war broke, and I took care of them. So for 2 years, we had 9 people in the house plus dog, right? So that was not easy, but you know, who else? Who would help them? And her family is broken because her husband stays in Ukraine. He cannot leave. They planned to come, but after that bombardment of Ternopil, they decided not to. It's risky. So there are many families, and I see this from 2 different ways: as the organizer of the festival, as the board member of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress, and as a sister to someone, you know, who's miserable, right? Who came from Ukraine. And here is something that there is some sorrow, right? We don't have everybody with us, but there's happiness as well, because we join together and we celebrate through culture, through food here in Canada, 1,000 miles away from our home country.
And you mentioned wheat is a symbol, is it not?
It is indeed. That's the classy one. Here you have a president, recent president since 2023, Olha Onishchenko, and the president of Ukrainian Canadian Congress, Quebec branch. And here they always take the spot at night when there is the most of people to show that message of courage. And that's right before the headliners from Ukraine. And we have this very, very nice and very human tradition to share the bread. So people literally come to the stage and they take a bite of bread, korovai, called in Ukrainian. This one is a symbolic bread for different events like marriages, you know, like having guests in your house. So the bread in the Ukrainian tradition, that's the head of everything.
Okay, what else have I got here? Okay, here's the bandstand here. Of course, is
Oh,
entertainment.
that's awesome. That's an audience of about 10,000 people. It's spectacular. And Anna, that is a very traditional Ukrainian material. You usually see on tablecloths on the side. But you really feel like you're in Ukraine when you're at this festival. And it's and this is my favorite. And you are in charge of getting all of this together, right? And
thank you.
The guys fly.
We are a great team there. I tell you. With Greg, that was wonderful for many years. Then with Ola coming, you know, here we have dancing groups coming not only from Quebec, but from Ontario, from Quebec City and different other spots, right? You know, we're celebrating the Ukrainian culture. We are lifting the spirit of many, and as well, showing the local people, because I invite my colleagues. I had my colleague with my students from the French school in 2022. Actually, that was a big French choir singing "Oi Luzi Червона Kalina," the Ukrainian song in Ukrainian on this stage. So that was very, very uniting all the humans. Here's our famous choir working for many years in the community, you know, uniting those who came long ago, who are born here, who are born in Europe, and as well those who came from Ukraine recently.
With the yellow of the sunflowers and the blue, of course, reminding us of the flag.
Yeah, that is the.
Okay, and this is you posing with someone there?
It's my daughter, actually.
Your daughter.
Oh, yeah. Pretty.
All my family was me involved, and my baby was me. I was pregnant 6 months in 2023. No, 2024. Wait, my daughter's born 2023. And that was right there, the festival. That was my life. The festival is my life, right? And it's a big dedication as well. And the whole team is is working hard. We became friends. We became family. We've been through a lot. So here you have my daughter who's dancing with Troyanda, the local dance ensemble. And just right before you had my husband on the stage. But it's less about me. I want more about the community. But we are the community. It starts
Is this your hubby here?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay,
Wow.
there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
Traditional garb there too. Very good.
Yeah, and that's the Kazakhs garment, and that's the let's say traditional of 1560, let's say. Since then they had it's a little bit modified, like modern.
And this is you saying, "Hey, people showed up."
Actually, someone, I'm not sure, they told us that it's more than 40,000 people at that time. Yeah, that was the first one in Maisonneuve.
Wow, fabulous!
That was huge.
Excellent. And here's a young girl, I guess, with the
Let's
yellow
talk
and
about
blue.
the flower wreath. What that is?
That is vinok or vinochok. Vinochok would be something for younger girls and maybe a little bit smaller. I have several in my collection, but they're very heavy. They are big, like authentic. They've been used for young girls mainly before marriage and during the marriage, the ceremony. And then after that, it was removed and a handkerchief was put on, like showing the transition from young to married. Okay, that is right.
There we go.
But here are the colors. Like you say nothing. You don't use words. You use symbols.
That's vinyoch, you say.
Vinok.
Vinok.
That was my very first that Greg gave me about 20 years ago, and I treasure it. It's amazing.
And I do remember that. You had it over your hat.
That's right. I wear it every year.
Okay, who's this little fella here?
That is my son as
Your
well.
son. Okay.
He came behind the stage, just to support me and to cheer up with his Ukraine cap.
Okay, we have more dancers here.
Yeah, that is Troyanda, the girls, and again, my daughter is dancing with them, and they do a great job. They have several dances during the day and rehearsals, and we're involved, the parents as well. It's a lot of logistics.
Okay, and I think Era mentioned the visiting military folks.
Yes, we have the Canadian Armed Forces coming and supporting us with their car. And that was the parade, the march of the politicians. They invited in the VIP tent as well. So they hear the message. We connect some people. Last year, we had a colonel from Ukraine that was presenting via Zoom in the tent. So these guys bring the message back home, right? So it matters that they come.
And this is you, hubby, and a performer, I presume.
Yes. So here, why I decided to choose this picture, because the guy is actually from Syria and the lady is from Spain. And we are from Ukraine, and we are performing in Montreal during the Ukrainian festival. So you can feel the Montreal vibe there. Multiple colors are connected to support Ukraine.
And here's a special guest with the colors.
Yes, we have our best friends as well, and people try to be in, right, even through animals, and it's great.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It is indeed. It is.
Well,
indeed.
it's all day long. It starts at 10, and we go till about 10 or 11.
Yes, we have a great opening at 12, but people start gathering at 11. We open 10, right? It's free. You can come and roam around. We have a huge crowd in the back because there we have vendors, tents, right? So you can purchase, anything, even a vyshyvanka for yourself, some embroidery, jewelry, food. It's huge.
And there's the 29 August festival opening, Parc de Maisonneuve. Cultural Voyage on the 12th of September. So it goes right through the 27th of September, Carmen.
Yeah. This year we added multiple things. We even have a young talent showcase this year, what I'm really proud of, right? We have theater and literary circles joining, Cultural Voyage as well. But the main thing would be the 29th. It's all day long until almost 11, like 10:30 p.m.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. I'm just going to give the website address. Of course,
Sure.
you can Google it, but it's Montreal.org, UKEFEST, Montreal.org, and you'll get all the information.
Yes.
Et en anglais et en français aussi.
Yes.
Oui.
So here you can see all the performers, their biographies, program, location, plan, services, and everything. It's a big event, well planned, a lot of effort is put. So please come and enjoy.
Excellent. Era, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Something you may enjoy. We have Kozak's Pub every year, which is a wonderful pub, which also serves a special Ukrainian beer that is made, if I'm not mistaken, in Quebec. Voila beer, is it?
Voila beer, locally produced, right? So we
Locally
cooperate
produced.
with local guys to breweries to make it. So Voila stays relevant this year. Please come and try, and you will like it.
The other thing I find too is the amazing quality of food. I mean, there's pastries, of course. The pierogi tents are the most popular. I mean, those
Iconic.
it's iconic. People line up, but there's different kinds of shops. I forget. There's this kind of it's like a cooked cabbage, but it's got meat in it. A fried cabbage with meat and sausage and stuff. They have these incredible sausages, which are really spectacular too. So if you're hungry, come bring an appetite, because that will be great. And we also have things, it's for the whole family. Every year we have a children's section, which is a lot of fun. There's all sorts of activities for them, and they win little prizes. And it's really...
We call it Maria. It's a dream. So
Yeah.
there's a genre called Dream.
And you'll see a mixture of local Quebecois children and Ukrainian children together. And it's fun because not everybody speaks everybody's language. But, there's a lot of sign language going on. There's a lot of laughter. And it makes me think, of that song, What a Wonderful World, where children learn early on that that we're all the same. We're all friends. And I especially enjoy watching the children, but I also love to watch all the dancers practicing in the background, all these young men and these young women. And Yvan, they're professional. Like, honestly, as I said, there are moves there that decry that it's just, they defy gravity. And you can also meet UCC, Canadian Congress, is there with a booth. The Canada-Ukraine Foundation is there as well.
Foundation will be there this year from Winnipeg Shevchenko Foundation as well. And Canadian military will be there. They have their own booth. So yes, we have schools, Ukrainian schools. They are there to present their programs as well. So for the newcomers, and not only, right? We have French students as well. I had an adult class years ago with 10 adults, non-Ukrainians.
And the Ukrainian Scout. Sorry.
Okay, no, there must be a fundraising element in there too. So, yes?
Yes, we do, right?
Okay.
We have some guys at the entrances, the volunteers. We have huge crowd of volunteers coming and helping, mainly newcomers, right? And we have fundraising during the auctions with the headliners when they bring something from Ukraine. And normally they gather money for Ukraine, for their troops, for whatever they need in their military life. Last year, those were the military actually singing.
Okay, so when I come, I'm there to enjoy myself, but I can contribute as well to the effort, yes?
Yes, you can. It's not imposed, but everywhere you can find a little box to participate, and that is covered by our volunteers in the T-shirts. No imposed.
Very good. Okay, that's very important too. All right. So we're talking about, again, the dates. Just to remind you again, we're starting on the 29th of August at Parc Maisonneuve. And of course, you'll find all the details online. Anna, you've been very, very generous with your time this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for your support to Ukraine, because today that's the message from me. And as soon as you allow and you help and you invite, you participate. You're not silent. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. See you soon in Maisonneuve.